Morning.
No coffee today.
No, I got a Sprite. She has some water, and need to run into town, get some materials, work on that room on the tiny house, and then need to do some stuff with her car. Still not running, or it's running, it ain't moving.
A lot of people said that they thought they knew what was wrong with it, and there's a ton of different opinions, but there's a lot of the same things being said. So I mean, I don't know, probably YouTube it.
Yeah, I'll. Some people said it might be a super easy,
Fix
yeah, like a link that popped off or something that it's not going
the
in the gear.
linkage.
So we'll dive into that and try to check that out today and whatnot. And as you could tell, sitting in a van, a lot of you guys asked if there was a baby involved, and that's why Jaylena was here. And yes, there's a new baby right here.
It's my new baby.
It's the van, and if you want to check that out, you can check it out on her channel. It's just Jaylena Darcel, and did a whole tour on it. So, how are you feeling?
I'm super excited. I have a really good feeling just about everything that's going on right now, like the van and future plans. And
No buyer's remorse yet?
Nope, not until it breaks down. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but it actually drives. It drives really good. When we looked at it and stuff, like I took it on a main road where it was at, and I mean I floored it and all that, and it shifted real smooth and everything, and it's right at around 100,000 miles, and my truck has 100, almost 170,000 miles, and this sucker's 14 years older.
Yeah.
So it's, it was well taken care of, and
I mean for the condition like that the bed is in and stuff, like I'm surprised, like it's in really good condition.
Yeah,
it's not dirty or anything at all.
And the carpets on the bottom they got some stains, but really and truly for the age, it's not as bad as you would think. And
that carpet's not staying in here anyways.
No. And we looked at a bunch of different vans and whatnot before, and going out there, Sprite, but a lot of them were pretty messed up. I'll say that. A lot of miles. Interiors were just beat down, and really and truly, I guess one of the things looking at a van when you're going to convert it is, how is the cockpit of it? Is that in good shape? Because that's what's staying. Everything else you're kind of gutting.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of a thing in there, but
yeah, and it's in really good shape.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Kind of, I guess I was gonna say break it in, but that's probably not the word that we should use. But slept in here last night to see how hot it would be, and used the Jackery here, my solar thing, with a little fan, and we cracked the windows, and it wasn't bad.
I mean, I slept fine. I didn't like wake up hot or anything. I think I even had the blanket on at one point.
Yeah, so just trying to see the difference between the tiny house and this, and
because the tiny house it's not closed all the way.
No,
so it's open.
And then you'll get some bugs and stuff, and in here it's kind of a little more, sealed off. And I mean, I got screens and stuff for the windows, but just figured, kind of see how it is. And you guys know I don't get a lot of downtime, and so we watched a movie last night, kind of testing the TV, and I found an old DVD player that we had that I brought up from Jared's, and it was ours, it wasn't Jared's, but it was when we were from the ranch, and hooked it up, and it worked. And then you can actually plug it into the speakers in the back, so it's almost like surround sound. So I had a little movie night, I guess, and that was a big change for me out here, I guess.
Is that the first time you ever watched a movie out here?
Hey, yeah, probably. Probably. And I'm sure I've attempted it before, but with service on Netflix, it don't really work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Some of y'all kind of were asking how we're getting along and stuff, and if it's weird and awkward, and yeah, some moments, we've even said like, well, if we were still together, I would just do this without thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But now, that we were split up and we were away from each other for so long, you second guess certain things.
You're like, wait, I have to think about what I'm doing.
Yeah, and so it's cool. It's different.
It's just getting used to, I guess.
Yeah, and it's almost, I think, in a cool aspect is, I guess we're kind of getting to know each other again. Not to, don't take this the wrong way. You're kind of a different person now.
I know I'm a different person.
Yeah.
Now.
So, I don't know. I guess a little more confidence, a little less caring what people think. Kind of go for what you want. You clearly went and bought a van, and I think you probably would have been too scared a while back. You would have second guessed everything. So, it's different.
Yeah.
I'll say that. So, it's cool. It's a good different. And,
I'm still deciding if you're different or not.
Nah. I'm still the same turd that I was.
Well, yeah, that's for sure.
I think, if anything that I learned out of the whole divorce and everything is just, I speak my mind a lot, but at the same time, there's certain things that I'd hold back or, I'm a dude, so there's certain things I don't want to talk about, or never want to talk about, and I think just get over it, pretty much. Same thing with you. There was things that I don't think you ever would have talked about.
Well, I used to be really, not good with confrontation. I still don't like confrontation, but when it comes to, me and my happiness and my well-being, I will stand up and say something if I need to.
Yeah. Before she would just...
probably cry or something.
And just not have a
yeah,
conversation.
not say anything. Just go be mad and hold it in.
And I'd be like, well, I guess we're doing what I want to do, because you didn't say anything. Yeah. And, I don't know, it's just one of those. So it's cool to see some more confidence and stuff in her, and see that, I guess we kind of talked about it without getting too personal. And I've talked about it on, here at the Crocker Fort. Hit rock bottom. And sometimes you got to hit rock bottom to really figure yourself out. Like, truly figure yourself out and not care about certain things and not overthink things and think about other things that you should have thought about and, stuff like that. So it's weird hanging out with your ex right after signing divorce papers and not seeing you for 7 years to all of a sudden...
7 years, 7 months.
Or 7 months. I wish it was 7 years. But, and then all of a sudden, here you are, and then your car breaks down and all that, and it wasn't, I didn't have the mindset of like, not my car, I don't care. It was just like, pulled over, she was stuck inside the road and parked and went and got through this fence, jumped this little nasty waterway thing, and kind of just went and helped. And that's just the second nature of it is we've basically been around each other for over 3 years.
Yeah, it's weird because we haven't seen each other in so long, but then once, like right now, it feels like that time didn't go by.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's different than I thought it would be, I guess. I was just like, when we were kind of talking, I was like, well, you wanted to go camping, you wanted, certain things, and I was like, what would you think if you came up here and stuff? And Jaylena was kind of like, well, I was kind of thinking the same, and I was like, all right, and I was like, what in the world? No.
I didn't know
I started second guessing it right before, we met up to drive up here, and I started second guessing. I was like, this is a mistake. What am I doing? We had problems.
I mean, it could have been a mistake, but it's to me, I didn't know what to expect, but at the same time, it's I wasn't coming up here to get back together.
Yeah, there was no expectations other than let's just see what happens. I guess, really and truly. I mean, that's the honest.
That's my motto these days. Just go with the flow.
Yeah, and you guys know that's been my motto for a while. Is you roll with the punches, and life is not fair. Life is not easy. We've kind of talked about it a lot since we've been hanging out for the past few days. Whatever is, you know, you can plan ahead,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't plan too far ahead because you don't know what's going to happen. And there were times that we were, kind of, you want some gossip? Here you go. Here's the
Here's the tea.
here's the deep down and dirty of
Dirty deep.
our relationship and stuff. Is
I don't even know what he's gonna say.
yeah. Well, I'll keep it better than what I was going to say then. I'm just kidding. Pretty much, a big part of, all this stuff is like, towards the end, I started choosing YouTube over the marriage. And that's the reality of it. And I know that sounds terrible. And we kind of talked about it. And clearly, we're okay. She's still here. But it became to the point where, there were times that she was just like, look, we've sacrificed so much. Like, I don't want to do this any longer.
Not YouTube, but I didn't want to.
There's certain sacrifices and.
Before coming here, my thing was I didn't want to do the ranch again. I didn't want it to be like that.
Yeah, we literally left the ranch and we're going to come straight here. And if you guys are new to this, we did a 100-day challenge at my family ranch, and it's brutal. Hot, just South Texas, in the heat. It's not like you were living in
miserable.
Yeah, you weren't living in like luxury or anything. It was actually an old 18-wheeler back that was converted into like a little apartment. I don't know if you want to call it that. It was
I would say more like a hunting cabin.
Yeah, pretty
with
much.
A shower and a toilet.
Yeah,
and some bunk beds.
And then we had an actual hunting cabin there that we redid. So I mean, it was between working, doing all that stuff, and YouTube and all that. We were working 16-hour days.
We would wake up early, have coffee, and then work until we couldn't work anymore.
Yeah, and then even sometimes at night we still
had to
kept
get
working.
things done.
And we would work at least 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. It was literally every day. We made a pact at the beginning when we started YouTube that we're going to post a video every single day for a year straight. And, we did it. We did that every day, and it kind of took a toll. And towards the end, Jaylena was more on the lines of like,
I'm not putting myself through that again.
Yeah, I can't put myself through that again.
Like that took the biggest strain on our marriage, I think, was being at the ranch. And then I knew just where we were at that point. If I had come up here,
it'd have been bad.
It would have been even worse.
And my thing was we've gone so far. We've sacrificed so much. We're at that year mark that we said, this is it. This is going to take off, as far as YouTube goes. And it not take off like, yeah, we're moving. We're just going to like be the next big thing. It was just, we could be comfortable enough financially that we wouldn't struggle with the things that we struggled with before. And I've kind of said it before, and, for whatever reason, it's like, right now, the way YouTube is and stuff, I'm comfortable financially. I'm not making $1 million, but I'm not dirt poor. But I have enough, clearly, to build a house and stuff like that. So it's like, before we were struggling, and, we'd go to Walmart, and this video is going to be deep down of all of it. But, we'd go to Walmart, and we'd have $20 to our name to last a week. And, I would get, upset, I guess, if Jaylena was like, hey, I'm trying to do this diet. I need to get this meal that's,
it's a little more expensive.
It's a little more expensive. And I'm like,
the unhealthy stuff.
And I'm like, no, we got $20. Like, we can't do this. And, there were times that, maybe she saw like a cute shirt she wanted, and she'd be like, oh, I'd like to get that. And I'm like, no, like, you can't get that. And I had to be like real strict and real kind of mean about it.
And I never looked at our bank account.
Yeah,
I never knew how much money we had.
I'm the one that did the financial side of it, and so I was just like, sometimes I didn't even tell her how little money we had because it would just cause more stress. And so I'd just be like, no, we can't get that. Well, that would cause tension because it's not like every single day she was like, you need to take me on a shopping spree, like nothing like that. But there would be times that she'd be like, hey, this shirt's on sale. I'm going to get it. I'm like, no, we don't need to get that right now, without me saying like, no, if you get that shirt, we can't eat for the next week. I would just be like, no, you can't get that, and it would kind of cause problems and stuff of that nature. And now, and I talked to Jaylena yesterday about this, and I would go, now that I'm a little more comfortable, I'd go into town to buy lumber or something, and I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna stop at Wendy's and get some food, and I'd feel guilty about that because there were times that throughout our marriage, you know I we couldn't eat out, and I'd be like, nope, can't eat out, can't do it, gotta be strict, and you know stuff like that where it's like walking through Walmart, you could buy a $5 shirt, and I'll just get it, and I'll feel guilty about it now, and of course, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable with money and I'm by myself. I'm just going to do it, And when we were together, it was more of like trying to, I guess, financially stay stable for two people. At that point, she relied on me, like, to make sure that, I guess as a husband, I felt I had to provide. And I'd rather have food than a shirt, but she didn't know how much money we had, and I just kind of had to be mean about it a little bit, I guess, and that it's not good.
And it's not like I didn't work. We both did the Crockers. We both filmed. We both edited.
Yeah, we did YouTube and all that, and then we did video work and photo shoots on the side and all that. But it was just I guess I took it upon myself to be the financial.
The breadwinner.
Well, not the breadwinner. I'm just the one that kind of.
That's what it sounds like you're trying to say.
No, I am the one that took care of the finances as far as like.
Oh yeah, you're the one that like you had to make sure everything was paid.
Yeah, I'm the one that was like, okay, I'll make sure the bills are paid. I'll make sure we know how much money we have. Because if we're both looking at the bank account, it would have been even worse. I think we wrote, having two people stressed about the money, wasn't a good idea at the time. And would we change things now if we could go back? Yeah, I probably would. I'd be like, hey, go ahead and get that shirt, and I'll just suck it up and not eat as much, I guess. And not every time, but like every now and again, because I have learned, I guess, over the last 7 months being out here on my own, and I never did this before, and this was the problem, or one of the problems was you have to treat yourself a little bit. When you sacrifice so much and you work so hard for something, if there's not a payoff, even the smallest payoff throughout it, you get burnt out, and you don't want that anymore. And so up here, I was like, man, I'm living in a $20 tent, I'm doing this stuff. So I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna eat out, I'm gonna grab a burger or whatever, and then if I was at Walmart and I saw a funny shirt, like this, somebody sent me, it's America, like if I saw this at Walmart for $5, I'd be like, I'm gonna get it.
How about this shirt for $5?
Yeah, but it's like I'll get it, but then I felt guilty, and Jaylena wasn't even around, and me and Jaylena had some bad blood between us, I guess. Like I guess more emotions, feelings, any breakup, and I guess I kind of changed with that, and then we were talking, and now you're like, I didn't even spend money, so it's kind of like we almost switched roles, and we're learning the other person's perspective.
Yeah, like because I don't have a ton of money, and so the way I am now is, and the thing is I have money. I could spend it on stuff if I wanted to, but like I said, I saw this shirt and I really liked it. It was $5.
Yeah.
The shorts I'm wearing, I bought for $3 at Goodwill. My shoes, my friend Crystal, that some of you may know about, they were hers, and they're my favorite shoes, and I wear them every day. It's like I just don't care too much about like physical material things.
Yeah.
I won't buy something unless I love it. If it moves me, I'll buy it. If it doesn't, then I obviously don't need it.
And I don't think you were like that though.
My biggest splurge, and it's pretty much probably what I spend most money on as far as treating myself, is my Ye Eat subscription.
It's Granger Smith. It's a country artist, and he's got a.
It's $25 a month, and they send you a shirt every month, and it's like only people who subscribe to it get that shirt. So it's like that's something that I I love, and I love, like, I'm so happy when I get it. Like, I have one waiting for me at home right now, and I'm excited about it. So it's like, to me, it's worth treating myself every month for that.
Yeah.
And that's really all I spend money on.
Yeah, and
besides food.
yeah, for me to see that with her, and you know, I kind of was like, well, do you even have money to buy a van? And she's like, yeah, I saved up, X amount of dollars or whatever. And I was like, you saved up money enough to buy a van? Like, who are you? And clearly, she saved enough and she got a van, and it's not a $50,000 van, but it's something that you saved up and you did, and it's just cool to see that, I guess. And I mean, I don't know, it's just one of those things where you know I guess you both live and learn, and you take the good and you fix the bad, and you take the bad and you try to make it good. And
Well, I mean, you got to learn from it.
yeah,
Like you said, sometimes you got to hit rock bottom to realize to really open your eyes to things that you didn't really see before. You may have been looking, but you weren't really seeing.
yeah,
So, I feel like that was me. I definitely think I hit rock bottom, but I think I would say I'm on top, but I still have I'm building my own stepping stones to continue moving forward, I
yeah.
guess.
And you know building this van and being able to travel and stuff like that will be a big thing for you. And you know she was already kind of asking, but I didn't care. She's just like, when I go on the road, do you mind if I take Rufio with me? He's a good dog, he'd help protect me and stuff like that. And normally I'll be like, no, that's my dog. Like, Rufio is like a really good dog, and he's probably my favorite.
He's always been my favorite.
Yeah, and
not gonna lie.
yeah, and I was just like, yeah, that'd be cool. It'd kind of get him away from here for a minute. He's a really good dog. He doesn't love being in vehicles that much.
I think he'd like
being in here, I think he'd be fine because there's so much room. He'd get used to it, and it's not like you're gonna be driving 20 hours every day. It'd be one of those like, hey, let's drive 20 minutes. I'm not 20 minutes, 2 hours. I don't even know where I got 20 minutes. Drive 2 hours to the next, state park or whatever. And he's the type that you can literally let him out of the van and he'd stay next to you and stuff like that. But he looks like he could tear you up.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like people would be afraid of him, but he's like, he would not ever. All he does is like, he's just a happy dum-dum. He's a big dum-dum.
Unless you're trying to come over here, and then he'll eat your face off.
I think he would. Well, yeah, I think he.
If it came down to it, he would for sure.
But I definitely think he would keep people away.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just really and truly, I was gonna use this video for Coffee Crockers. I think I'm gonna post it on the Crockers. We kind of went in a little more depth than I thought we were, and I think a lot of you guys on the Crockers deserve to hear this.
Hear the dirty deeds.
We put our divorce out there, and that was a big thing that we talked about a while back. When we did that,
we had talked about getting a divorce in August of last year.
Yeah,
almost a year ago.
Yeah,
and
that was at the ranch.
And we tried to stick it out for another 6 or 7 months or whatever, and it didn't work.
Yeah, and really and truly, I think it took some alone time, I guess, to
I think it took a lot of reflection, self-reflection on both parts.
Yeah, to really think about stuff and all that. And again, there's a lot of things that I admitted that I never would admit, and I think there's things that Jaylena would never have done in her life, but now she's doing, and so I guess the reason I kind of want to put this on the Crockers is we put the divorce out there. And, you guys, if you've been around long enough, I think we started vlogging right after we got married. Right?
Mm-mm.
We were vlogging before.
No, it was right after,
Yeah, because we didn't show any of
Yeah,
that.
because we would have showed all that.
But if you've been around long enough, you literally saw right after we got married to...
From the beginning to the end.
Yeah, pretty much. And then now this is a fresh start. And I guess if you can get anything out of this is just live life almost day to day, live in the moment, and don't overthink anything, I guess. Don't push certain issues. Communication is key.
Treat
Um,
yourself.
treat yourself every now and again. You can't struggle all the time with no reward. And
Even if it's like, say,
simple, something
if
simple.
you're a girl and you just want to pamper yourself, go buy $1 nail polish and
Yeah.
do your nails.
Well, and that's kind of what I
Go buy a
started.
face mask.
I started not doing that, but
Doing your nails.
anytime I go into town, my my biggest treat ever is a payday candy bar. I don't know. I just really like them, and it just, I don't know. I gained a little gut from eating paydays all the time. But anytime I went into town, normally when we were together, we wouldn't just be like, all right, let's get a drink and a candy bar every time. Like, we were like, I wish I could, but we can't. We don't have the money for that. Now, almost every single time I go to Walmart or something, I grab a soda and a payday, and I treat myself. And that's a very small treat, but it feels good. And it puts me in a good mood to know that, like, I can do that. And, you know, since, she's been up here, wait, this little cafe twice or whatever, we've already eaten out more here than we did probably in a month or two's worth, when we were together. And, it just feels good to be able to do that. And I guess, a lot of people out there just keeping this whole video real is, I don't want you guys to think that, I'm dirt poor or she's dirt poor or anything like that. Like, I do live in a tiny house. I am off grid and all that, but you guys do know that YouTube is the full-time job, and that's how the money comes in. And again, not making $1 million, but we're not dirt poor. I don't want anyone to think that. For some reason, a lot of people really think that I have nothing, and I just choose to have nothing so I can have more later. And, my truck's almost paid off. I paid off debts. I paid off credit cards, all that type of stuff, to where I can live a better life tomorrow, I guess. So, I don't know. I guess really just putting it out there to everybody about our marriage and personal life and stuff. And, this is definitely a longer video than we normally would have on Coffee Crockers. So that's why I was just like, let's just throw this on the Crockers and kind of put it out there, because maybe, we've always said this from the beginning, maybe this video will help one person. Maybe one couple is going through exactly what we went through, and it's not worth throwing a marriage away. Try to fix it. If it ever would have came down to, hey, I think y'all need to go to marriage counseling, I wouldn't have gone, because it's not what I do.
Would you go now?
Yeah.
In the headset? I mean, in the mindset that you're in?
I wouldn't have done it before, because I'm a very hard-headed person, and my dad's probably sitting there thinking, yes, he is. He's very hard-headed. But, I never would have done it. And again, I'm not proud of it, but towards the end of our marriage, I put YouTube over the marriage big time. And it was just because in my mind, I was like, we struggled so long to get where we were going to be. I can't throw that away. In my mind, I was like, I earned that. Like, we earned it. We can't walk away from this. And
I know I was bitter about that fact in the end, because I knew that that's what you were doing.
Oh, yeah.
And I was saying, I don't want to sacrifice our marriage, because I know that's when it's going to come down to, if we come up here and work 16 hours a day like we did at the ranch.
Yeah, and I pretty much just like, look, this is what we worked for. Like, let's do this. And I mean, there was definitely other issues, in our marriage. It wasn't just.
That was just, I guess, the last straw. Like, that's what ended it.
That was just a big, I think, because what it came down to was, like, at that point, it was like, we're moving. It wasn't, it was something along the lines, you know, of, hey, we're leaving the ranch. The 100-day thing is up. It's not ours. Um, to an extent, we still had to have families' permission to do certain things. We didn't have the freedom, and so at that point, you know, we were like, all right, we're moving, and I remember we were at my parents' house, and Jaylena was upstairs, and I went up there, and you had looked at some land in Oklahoma, and I was like, I am not moving. I'm staying in Texas. You know, and she's like, well, it's really cheap, you know, compared to Texas, and you know, it's really cheap, and but it's like off grid stuff, and I was just like, you couldn't even like, you couldn't handle the ranch, and you want to like move off grid, and she was just like, you know, yeah, let's do this. Like, it's cheap enough. It's in our budget. We had the travel trailer at the time, and I was like, you know what? And I was like, honestly, you have, you know, your Indian medical stuff now that works out. You know, go to Oklahoma, you know, you could, you know, there's certain things that you need to take care of that we weren't financially stable to do before. And, you know, all right, let's do it. We started looking at different property, and we, you know, drove around. If you guys been around on the channel, you know, we looked at 5, 6 properties or something. And it came down to where I really liked one property, Jaylena really liked the other, and I thought one of us was going to have to compromise. And then Dutch kind of hit us up and was like, hey, when you come up here, I got some property. If you want to check it out, you know, I'll give you an offer you can't refuse. And we were just like, I don't know, you know, that was already another 3 hours north away from, you know, we wanted to be like right next to Texas. That way we can just jump back over and visit, because, you know, Jared's in Dallas, her sister's in Dallas, and, you know, the rest of my family's South Texas, hers in Nashville. So we'd be like in the middle. And, you know, we came out here and we were like, it's okay. You know, it's on a hill. You know, it's not bad, but it's not the most ideal property. And then Dutch was like, I'll gift it to you guys. And that's an offer it's hard to refuse. And so, you know, that was a low risk, I guess. We weren't stuck in a 30-year note.
Payment plan.
Yeah. And so we were like, all right, let's do this. And then that's when it became reality. And we went back to Texas, and that's when I was just like, look, this is going to be really hard. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be worse than the ranch. And you weren't really into that?
Well, I was into coming up here. I just wasn't
yeah.
into overworking ourselves like we had been doing for 100 days straight.
Yeah. And I told her, I was like, well, unfortunately, that's what it's going to be in my mindset, you know. And we probably could have not done as much, you know. It could have been more like now, where I post videos every other day. But at that point, I was at the mindset of, we need this income to survive. And so we got to post every day to get this income coming in, to make sure.
We put a lot of pressure on ourselves to post every day, to like every comment back to people.
Oh, it was very stressful. And, you know, we'd go out and film, and then go inside. I'd be editing, she'd be doing comments. She'd be like, all right, I finally caught up. And I was like, refresh it. All right, another 80 comments, you know. And
it takes a long time. And we
were getting, you know, 500 comments a day.
Comment back to everybody at that point.
Yeah. And you guys know on here, like, I don't have the time to comment back as much. I try to go through and comment, you know, here and there when I have the time and the service and whatnot, but it wasn't an option back then. We said we will comment back to everybody. We want to get to know everybody. We became close with a lot of people from YouTube that we never would have met if it wasn't for YouTube. And
I remember when I created the family group, and you're like, that's dumb. No one's going to join that.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of the same thing like when we started Coffee with the Crockers. You know, we would just drink coffee every morning, and we'd kind of talk and try to get motivated and stuff. And I was like, we should just put this in a video. And we started Coffee Crockers on the Crockers, and we realized that you can't really post 2 videos a day on the same channel, because
it throws off your algorithm.
Yeah, it throws it off, and people weren't getting notifications. So we started a channel, and the Coffee the Crockers is over 11,000 subscribers, and the Crockers just hit 70,000 subscribers.
Congratulations.
well, you're here too, but it's you know we would hit all those milestones. Jared was on the channel and stuff, and I remember hitting 5,000. We were at my parents' house, and I was like, "We're doing a 5,000 giveaway!" Like, I don't remember what we gave away, like little plaques or something. We made like plaques and like,
I think that was the 10,000
oh,
or
maybe
15.
I don't remember, but we did like,
We did like some type of giveaway.
was it like a gift card or something?
I have no
I don't
idea.
remember what it was, but we were like, oh my gosh, we got 5,000 subscribers. Like, this is getting real. Then we hit 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. Um, I don't remember where we were at when we kind of split.
We were about 50,000.
Yeah, 45 to 50. And so it was just one of those things where, it just, we worked hard for it. And it's, I don't know, it's something that I guess we both could be proud of. And, I think the time apart was needed. I think it's appreciated. I think it taught us a lot, and I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about tomorrow. I'm just gonna worry about today. And as of right now, I think we're good friends, and I think we're getting along, and that's a huge step from where I thought we'd ever be. And
Yeah.
yeah, if you would have told me like
A week ago.
yeah, a week ago that Jaylena would be here right now, and yeah, I'd be like, you're an idiot. Like, no.
Like, you're insane.
Yeah, I would never do that. I had no intentions on ever seeing you again. I mean,
Like, when you text me, I was just like, oh no, what is he gonna say?
yeah, like
I saw that it was kind of like a, not paragraph, but it was a little longer than what, like you obviously had something to say.
yeah, so I was, you know, shocked, I guess, to say the least, that you're sitting here right now and we're getting along and stuff. So never saw that coming, but it's
So you never know what the future holds.
yeah, but it's a pretty long video, and so we're going to call it a day for this video. This was just kind of really and truly going to be Coffee with the Crockers, and it turned into hey, let's lay it out there. Let's put it out there. I think we're both at the point in our life where like we don't care about putting it out there. If it can help somebody, we hope it does. Maybe this kind of clears the air up for people that were judging either one of us. I mean, there's people that hate me after the divorce. There's people that hate you. There's people that played both sides.
I mean, there's people that are mad that I'm here right now.
Yeah.
They're mad at me for coming
Oh, the
back.
last video has like 500 thumbs down or something. But there are people that are literally upset with us because we're trying to be adults and be friends. That's crazy. And if you're one of those people, all I ask is like, please quit watching. We're not here to please you and do what you want. I'm also not a channel that's gonna be like, let me teach you how to build a house. No, it's not it. I'm building a house. I'm doing stuff. I'm just an average dude that makes mistakes and learns from it and moves on. Yeah, we're human. We're normal people. I'm sitting here with a sleeveless shirt that says America on it.
I think mine says, oh, I thought it said stay weird. It says over it.
I was just going to say the only difference between me and you probably watching is you have a beer in your hand and I don't if you're at home. So let's be real here, guys. We're just normal people and we want to live the best life we can, enjoy life. I'm here to entertain you. I'm not here to teach you anything. I'm here to try to be funny. My biggest goal in life was to be a stand-up comedian. And I always was in bands and I loved being on stage, and I couldn't sing for crap, but I liked
your band.
But you like crappy music. But I liked being on stage and having the microphone and be able to communicate with people. And when I was on stage, I knew I wasn't the best singer, and I knew I didn't play guitar the best and all that. So if I could make them laugh, they'd want to come back. And I feel it's the same way with YouTube. Is don't come here thinking it's another tiny house channel. There are channels out there that all they do is build. There's channels out there that all they do is off-grid. All they do is homesteading. All they do is gardening. That's cool, and I don't fault them at all. But on this channel, you're just going to get a real everyday life situation. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, there's plenty of other options out there.
I always said it should have been called Keeping Up with the Crockers.
Yeah, but This whole thing is YouTube. So do you, whether you like someone or not, go find someone else. There's thousands of channels out there, and
Yeah, there's something out there for everyone.
yeah, there's something out there for everyone.
No need to be negative about one particular channel. Go be positive on another channel.
Yeah, and the proof that there's a channel out there for everyone is Jared has over 20,000 subscribers, and Jared's channel is the worst channel ever. Just kidding. Jared's at, I think, almost 25,000 subscribers or something, I think. So, yeah, you know, my family, my parents have a channel. Matt, he's got a channel. They're all linked down in the description if you want to check it out. You know, Jaylena's got her channel going on, doing the band build. There's literally something for everybody. And with our, you know, family group, we're just kind of connected. So, yeah. Long video, but it's all out there. And hope you guys have an awesome day. Hope you guys learned something from all this. As far as like who we are, you know, kind of a little bit of a backstory. I hope it clears the air, I guess. I have no ill feelings towards you at all, and she didn't tell me that back. I was
I mean, I don't hate you.
I'm just kidding.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I haven't punched you yet, but
you're still alive.
yeah, she bought a van because it's easier to get rid of a body when you throw it in a van and take it down somewhere. But yeah, go ahead and call it on this video, and yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome day. If this channel isn't for you, that's cool. If it is, I appreciate you guys sticking around through everything, literally start to finish, to new start. And yeah, if this channel is just keeping it real, and the dog's about to knock the tripod over. So we'll see y'all later, guys.